Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to your daily dose of zombies news from the game and its community here on COD Zombies HQ. Thank you so much for tuning in today. The first piece of DLC content for Cold War Zombies is live, and there is a lot to talk about. Along with the new season update bringing new content into Zombies, the recent Zombies patch introduced a number of changes that actually changes up the core mechanics of the way the Zombies mode works here in Cold War. Now, in order to explain some of the changes that Treyarch has made with the patch, they actually did something that they really don't do very often. Usually when Treyarch releases details about the contents of their patches, it's usually done in bullet point format. We fix this, we address this, we change this, and so forth. Well, for this patch, they decided to do things differently, where instead of bullet points, they actually gave us a write-out explaining these changes in detail. So the first big change that Treyarch has made is changing up the way Salvage is distributed to us players in-game. They say this: the Zombies team has also refactored how Salvage and high-grade Salvage are awarded through round milestones in D Machina, to ensure that all players get a more even distribution of these resources going forward. This change guarantees that 450 high-grade Salvage is awarded by the completion of round 20 for all players. So if you weren't aware, every milestone round, the game would actually award you with bonus Salvage and high-grade Salvage. You didn't have to pick it up or anything, it would just be automatically added into your inventory. Before, Treyarch seems to be indicating that players were getting a lot more regular Salvage than they were high-grade Salvage, so they've changed up of how much of each you get during each milestone round completion. They continue. At round 30 and beyond, the rewards are capped at 500 Salvage and 250 high-grade Salvage. And this is also important, world drop rates of Salvage have been reduced slightly, and players should now earn more high-grade Salvage in earlier rounds as a result. So you'll be seeing a little bit less of those green Salvage drops, especially in early rounds in Zombies compared to what you've been used to, with Treyarch reducing drop rates for those regular pieces of Salvage across the board. So you'll just be seeing less of it in all of your games, in all of your rounds. But to make up for it, they do claim that they're going to be giving us more high-grade Salvage on those round milestones. Next up, they address two major issues that started to pop up recently, but for only a select segment of the player base, where if you're one of the lucky few that's playing the game on the PlayStation 5, there is major stuttering issues on that platform. As of the latest update, Treyarch is apparently working on that, and for those on Xbox, there's some that are totally unable to play Zombies right now due to a pop-up when you enter the Zombies menu saying your trial has ended, basically just locking you out of the game entirely. Treyarch is working on fixing that as well. And in terms of new content that I actually thought would be in Season 1 here at the launch of it, because they showed it off in their developer livestream, is daily challenges in the Zombies mode. But about that, Treyarch simply says, starting in Season 1, Zombies players can take on 20 new season challenges that are just calling cards for unique calling card rewards and even more XP, where the daily challenges plan to arrive later in the season. So I guess the implementation of daily challenges have simply been delayed, and we'll now be seeing them later in the season. Treyarch also notes that the new operators and operators skins that they've added within the battle pass can be unlocked through the Zombies mode with zombie specific operator missions, which is a good change. And in another good change that players have been asking for, they actually replaced the leaderboard system within the game, where from now on the game will begin tracking your highest round reached instead of your total rounds survived. Total rounds was kind of a useless statistic. Highest rounds to compete with amongst your friend group is a much more relevant statistic, and because of this, Treyarch says that all players will start fresh on this leaderboard starting with Season 1. So it's not going to count any high round number that you've reached before this point, only starting going forward. And lastly, Treyarch addresses the future, saying, "We know fans are excited for the next Zombies map, that is an understatement, and rest assured that the team is pulling out all the stops on the next chapter of the Dark Ether storyline. In the meantime, pet the plague hounds." As seems to be the beginning of tradition here in Cold War Zombies, the newest patch introduced a whole bunch of new bugs and issues along with it. We talked about that yesterday, where some of the most fun and best weapons in the game, the shotguns along with a few other ones, have all of their attachments stripped away from them when you decide to pack a punch. Happened in this gameplay here. I just wanted to use the power of the Howler, but without any attachments, it does become a lot less powerful. Now moving on to our second story about the new game mode that was added into the game itself. It's Jingle Hells. You've been watching it and perhaps you've already played it already, and it's beginning to start a little bit of an outcry in the zombies community. Now, at its core, there's not really much changes to this game mode, right? But one thing that players have noticed and are very disappointed about is that they've noticed that seemingly all of the side Easter eggs are disabled in the Jingle Hells game mode. Where basically if you played or remember playing Cold War on the day that the actual game came out, where all of the side Easter egg and the main Easter egg were disabled on the regular map, that has since returned here in the Jingle Hells mode. You can't do the Coffin Dance Easter egg, you can't do the main Easter egg while playing in this mode for some reason. And a lot of zombies YouTubers aren't very happy with this decision, Codename Pizza and Mr. Ruffle Waffles being amongst them. So hopefully Treyarch will hear us loud and clear and activate the Easter eggs for us to do in this game mode again. In terms of actual new Easter eggs that might have been added with this map variant of Die Maschine in the new game mode, none have been solved so far. There is some interesting leads and details on the map, but so far nothing seemingly has come of it. Though an interesting piece of footage was recorded by a Reddit user that shows something that I personally haven't seen before in this game, and that some are theorizing could be related to a new Easter egg on the map where he's playing on Die Maschine within the Dark Ether, and as you can see, the lightning strikes within the boundaries of the map itself. Usually when you see lightning striking in the Dark Ether, it's happening way off in the distance. He managed to get it to spawn right into the map itself, but it is definitely an interesting effect that probably should be investigated further. Next up, a new zombies related throwback Easter egg was discovered on the new multiplayer map Pines, which actually for me, someone that doesn't really play multiplayer, actually enjoy just running around and exploring, where in the arcade section of the map, there is this Der Eisendrache pinball machine, and sitting on the machine itself in a comic book format are scenes from the intro cutscene to that map. Der Eisen is obviously considered one of the best zombies maps ever made, and it's kind of cool to see Treyarch pay homage to it in the form of this little Easter egg. Okay, next up, a bit of a reward for you guys that watch these videos all the way through. You know I appreciate the heck out of you. That's why I kind of wanted to leave this story for last one, where a lot of people didn't know this. I didn't know this until I read about it recently, that during Treyarch's recent Season 1 broadcast livestream, there was a hidden code within the livestream itself. Putting that code together and heading over to the callofduty.com/redeem website, you could actually unlock a free new exclusive calling card to use in the game itself. This is probably one of those that not a lot of people actually know about, and you can find the code and the website in which to redeem it off the official Call of Duty site down in the description of the video. So definitely be sure to go ahead and activate that puppy if you haven't already, because that wraps up the news today, guys. I want to thank you so much for watching. Hey, if you did enjoy it, consider leaving a thumbs up on the video. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. I'm really hoping that Treyarch did just end up making a mistake, as they seem to be doing often recently, with disabling the Easter eggs here on this new mode. And if the Easter eggs being disabled here in the Jingle Hells game mode and the holiday version of Die Maschine, if it does turn out that all those are disabled via a bug, it might mean that some new Easter eggs and or content might actually be bugged along with it. It happened at launch with the spectral reflections in the map not appearing until a later patch, so it's very possible that that happened again. But I want to thank you again for watching, and I'll see you with another Zombies News update tomorrow. Peace.